Hello everyone, I am the Unlicensed Racer and welcome to my first video in a series I am calling From Am to Pro. This series is going to be me showing clips from replays of races I have done on either single player or multiplayer, and more specifically commentating on my own personal mistakes and talking about what I could have done better. By learning from these self-identified errors, I hope to progressively get better and slowly transition from an AM driver to a pro driver. Today's video is going to be me in the Ferrari 488 GT3 in a multiplayer race on the Monza circuit. So here we are at Monza. I qualified 13th place, which isn't too bad for me. Today there were quite a few people who were a lot faster than I was. But anyway, we get going on the last corner. As I've noticed quite a few times now during multiplayer races, we all seem to almost be in the wrong position because everybody's trying to fight to get ahead, but mostly so they can be in the correct position. Because sometimes I'm on the right, but I have to be on the left, and so on. Anyway, I think it's to do with a lot of the rubber banding actually that goes on. That Audi, for example, he was rubber banding quite a fair bit. Anyway, as we come down to the start-finish line, get ready for the green flag, I wanted to talk to you about today's theme. I want to have some of these videos to really have themes, and today's theme is going to be fixation. What do I mean by fixation? I mean making mistakes because you're focusing too much on trying to gain positions and so on. Now here is a good example. You can see I'm trying to avoid this Honda that's just gone off. And it's usually I always try and slow down on the first straight, even if I lose positions, because this first corner, or chicane I should say, really, on Monza, yeah, like that. People are punting into you and you're hitting other people. I did drop temporarily down to 15th there. Now I'm up to 13th. But it's this fixation. It's trying to gain position. Everybody's trying to rush into this first series of turns. And there's always mistakes going on. Anyway, we get through that. So I drop down, as you can see, it's a bit delayed. So I drop down to 15th, but I'm going to take 13th again. And as you can see, I'm coming up to this Honda here. I decide, okay, well, that's my first target. Let's try and see if I can achieve at least 12th place. And this Honda is clearly quite slower than me. So I try here a little bit, but obviously he was going to defend quite easily. But I decided to try and make my first move really down this main straight. As you can see, there's still quite a lot of... We're all still bunched up, really. So I assumed I could make quite a few positions. So I pass by him here, but I don't leave myself enough room at all. I hit this Audi, and because I realized it's my mistake, I decided to let the Honda through again, because that was on me. Now, the next issue I kind of encounter here is actually not me, it's this Ferrari here. Down the straight, I'm able to pass by the Honda, which is great. This Ferrari, though, tries to. And while he's quicker than both of us, he brakes way too late for the corner, and obviously him and the Honda just slide into each other. They're both off. Two other people are off at the same time. It's fairly bad, but what can you do, really? Now, coming into our second lap, down the main straight again, I'm going to try at this point to get into the rhythm. I want to try and keep pace, obviously. This Audi, I believe I can catch. Same with the Aston ahead of him. If I can catch both of them, I think it would be great. I'd be able to get myself up into 11th place. I think that would be a good win for me, especially because everybody else, especially the three AMGs that are ahead of everyone, much faster than I am. Realistically, I'm going to be middle of the pack, I think. So I'm going to try and see if I can catch this Audi and this Aston, and hopefully gain 11th place. Now, I do have a bit of struggle luck here. The Nissan, the number 23 Nissan, I believe, goes off there, so I'm able to catch 12th place. And yeah, so we continue on down here. Now, the number 23 Nissan is going to disconnect momentarily. So it means we've pretty much secured that 12th spot. He's not going to be the only one that goes off here. Coming up, we're going to have somebody else go off, which will allow us to secure 11th place. So already we're doing fairly well, as I said before, you know. Yeah, it's this McLaren here, the 720 McLaren. He's off, so it means we secure 11th, so it's fantastic. Now skipping ahead a bit to our 4th lap, as you can see, now in 11th. The next series of mistakes are going to happen. It's not really going to be my fault this time, it's going to be somebody behind me, and it's the 67 McLaren. Somebody who's clearly faster than me, but he wasn't really in a position where I could, well, let him through with reasonable enough time. So, you know, I continue on, and as you can see, somebody else actually disconnected. I don't remember who it was, but you might be able to check it. But yeah, I go into 10th. Now, as we come down here, I brake, but the McLaren doesn't brake early enough and slams into me here. To his credit, though, he waits here and allows me through, and you know, I did thank him later for that. Very, very generous, and he actually drops quite a few places because of that. But you know, I do thank him for that. It was clearly a mistake. So yeah, we're now in 10th place, so that's fantastic. And here we go. We skip ahead again this time because nothing really happened between the 4th lap and now the 10th lap. So as we come in, these last few laps were home to some of my, well, bad mistakes. As you can see here, we've actually moved up now to 8th. So we've passed by somebody else disconnected and the Bentley. The Bentley span out on one of, I think it was the 5th lap. So we've taken 8th now. This is fantastic. But I still have that Audi and Aston. I finally, you know, my pace has been good. And I've slowly caught up to them. So now I want to try and take my chance because there's only a few minutes left on the clock. So here I go. First time, he defends quite successfully. I wasn't realistically really going to make that, I don't think, without hitting him, so I back off. Next we come down here, and I have that mistake because I'm fixating now. I'm fixating on trying to catch the Aston. I spin out a bit, and it allows the Lamborghini behind me, the number 78 Lamborghini, in 9th, to really be on my backside at this point. So we head down here. I'm fixating now. I want to catch that Aston so bad, and so I brake, and I do it a bit more later than, you know, I probably should have done. And I see the Aston spinning off, so I try and go right, but then I get back on the road. I don't notice the Lamborghini's there, and he goes off. Now, you probably didn't notice that, so here's a shot from behind. As you can see, I go into that corner. I lose control a bit, but I'm able to recover, and as a result, the Lamborghini is now right there. He's obviously in a good position to overtake. So we go down this straight. He's obviously getting closer. I move, after here, I move over to the right just to let him pass. So he's obviously catching on me. I brake and defend, so he's then behind me. But I see the Aston going off, so I go over to the right, but then I try and move back on the road. He's there now. I accidentally knock him off. That was all on me. I did actually apologize to him afterwards because I felt really bad because of that, because I didn't realize until the last moment. Anyway, back now, we're trying to catch that Aston because of his mistake, we've now made some time. And again, that fixation's getting in here, and this is why I cost myself this place forever, because I brake way too late, don't leave myself enough space to turn, and I hit him, slam into the barriers. He goes on. That's it really for me. I'm going to have to accept 8th place. The problem is now, the 67 McLaren, if you remember from before, that hit me all the way back then, he's back up now to my position. So I'm going to have to defend now. I've kind of cost myself that position, and with the remaining time left and all that, I'm never going to be able to catch the Aston and the Audi. And even here, I'm still making mistakes. Go over the curve a little bit there. Luckily, no penalty. I'm a bit frustrated because I realized at this point that I've kind of cost myself 7th, possibly even 6th place because of it. and I really thought I would be able to catch up to them and pass them. So I go on the defensive from now on. I want to try and make sure I don't lose to this McLaren. I'm happy with 8th place. Well, not happy, but you know, I'll take it. I've moved up 5 places. That's good. So I go entirely defensive here. Eventually, I don't think the McLaren really got close enough to really be somewhat of a threat. But at this point, I'm not really. I don't want to take any chances. And put it that way, you know. I don't want to take any chances. And at this point, I believe the race is pretty much over. The AMG guys, all 3 of them AMG, they all pass the checkered flag and are able to claim the race. At this point, the McLaren is getting super close. So I'm trying my best just to get through this corner without any mistakes and take the 8th place that I guess I did kind of earn. A lot of it was down to people disconnecting or crashing, but you know, I feel like I was able to survive enough to be able to claim it. Anyway, now you're going to see I go up to 7th place. That's because one of the AMG guys actually disconnected. So I was 8th. That's my position. Happy with that. Anyway, yes, that's the race. So if you enjoyed this video, of course, please like and subscribe. If there's anything I might have missed, please tell me in the comments, or any advice you might have. Anyway, see you next time. Goodbye.